Imagine a world that fits right in your hands, yet feels bigger than any blockbuster. This is the moment when the Nintendo Switch once again proves that it can still surprise you. Today, I've gathered 17 new open-world games where you can get lost for dozens of hours, explore uncharted lands, encounter strange creatures, and dive into adventures you'll never want to end.
It's like a gift from the gods.
Astroneer Megatech arrives as a fresh breath of space dust for fans of the original adventure, expanding the universe with that same calm, colorful charm, but adding a sense of discovery that feels brand new. The original Astroneer was all about wandering across alien planets, unearthing resources, crafting wild contraptions, and slowly piecing together the secrets buried beneath strange worlds. Megatech builds on that foundation, promising new planets, biomes, materials, and systems that make exploration feel exciting again. Whether it ends up being a DLC or a standalone expansion on your platform, it's designed to pull you back into that meditative loop of drifting across a quiet alien horizon, building your base piece by piece, and feeling like an astronaut pioneer all over again. When people talk about Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, they're usually referring to the complete package of the modern Survivor trilogy, the 2013 reboot, Rise of the Tomb Raider from 2015, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider from 2018. Together, these games reshape the origins of Lara Croft into a darker, more emotional saga, turning her journey from an inexperienced explorer into a hardened survivor. These games mix brutal survival moments with cinematic action sequences, dense environmental puzzles, and atmospheric exploration through ancient ruins and hostile jungles. The reboot trilogy is heavier and grimmer than classic Tomb Raider entries, pushing Lara into desperate situations, testing her physically and emotionally, and letting players see her growth with modern visuals and immersive storytelling.
I know you want to escape this place! We're all trapped here.
The woman must be here somewhere. Keep looking. Come on out, girl. Stop hiding. She's coming! Take her out!
You can do this, Lara.
Saborus throws you straight into one of the strangest horror concepts of the year. You play as a terrified chicken trying to escape a gruesome, nightmarish slaughterhouse. No weapons, no powers. Just instinct, stealth, and the sickening knowledge that everything wants to kill you. That vulnerability flips traditional horror on its head. You're not the hunter, you are the hunted. The environment is oppressive and grim, filled with industrial horror, narrow corridors, deafening machinery, and unsettling shadows that never quite stay still. Every step is a risk. Every corner could be your last. Puzzle solving, sneaking, darting between hiding spots, and taking desperate chances define the gameplay.
The safety of a healthy meal. Saborus, because there's nothing wrong with feeding the world.
Kentum is still wrapped in mystery, but the glimpses we do have paint the picture of a sci-fi adventure that jumps between drastically different environments. The main character, presumably Kent, is shown traversing spaceship interiors, industrial stations, alien caves, rocky worlds, and surreal landscapes that mix natural terrain with advanced machinery. The vibe suggests a blend of exploration, light platforming, and hands-on interaction with gadgets, plants, and strange devices. It looks like a hybrid of sci-fi wandering and environmental puzzle solving, where you poke at the world, experiment with tools, and uncover what ties all these disconnected realms together. Alloy Collective is a massive expansion that shakes the Risk of Rain 2 formula in all the right ways. It brings in 2 new survivors to master, the Operator, available from the start, and the Drifter, unlockable through play, each offering fresh playstyles and strategies. The sandbox explodes with 7 entirely new stages, plus a variant, packed with new enemies, drones, interactables, 18 new items, and a pair of new teleporter bosses that change the tempo of your runs. There's also a completely new final boss waiting at the end, making late-game runs feel dangerous and exciting again. Visually, the expansion leans into a ruined tech aesthetic, with Solace-themed machinery, rusted caverns, sandy wastelands, jagged cliffs, and abandoned outposts shaping the landscapes. Paws of Fury drops you right back into the quirky, stylized world of Paws of Fury. The legend of Hank picking up exactly where the movie left off. The once peaceful village of Kakamucho is in trouble again, threatened by an entire army of rebellious cats under a power-hungry shogun. Hank, the dog samurai with more heart than experience, joins forces with Jimbo and other friends to protect their home. The gameplay leans toward fast, fun action, playful sword fights, rapid movement, and over-the-top enemy encounters that go for humor and excitement instead of realism. You explore colorful open areas, complete light puzzles, roam through varied zones, and tackle missions designed to be easy to drop into whether you're playing solo or teaming up with a friend.
Is that the last of them? Maybe.
Titans of the Tide takes the familiar cheeriness of Bikini Bottom and plunges it into ghostly chaos after a clash between the Flying Dutchman and King Neptune spirals out of control. You switch between SpongeBob and Patrick, each with their own moves and abilities, as you make your way through spooky twists on iconic locations. SpongeBob brings his energetic platforming, while Patrick adds new tricks like grappling and burrowing that reshape how you navigate the stages. The platforming feels tighter, the controls more responsive, and the boss fights are crafted with more personality and flair than ever before. The visuals match the show perfectly, leaning into glowing, spectral effects, lively animations, and full voice work from the original cast.
Be it I rule Bikini Bottom. Soon may the BFFs come.
It's our BFF rings. We can swap anytime we want.
Irish scum. Soon may the Dutchman come to haunt Bikini.
Indika is a haunting, surreal journey set in an alternate early 20th century Russia where faith, fear, and reality collide in unsettling ways. You play as a young nun whose only companion is the devil himself, whispering in her ear, guiding, mocking, and tempting her as she moves through a world that feels both grounded and dreamlike. The game blends atmospheric exploration with psychological storytelling, pushing you through bleak villages, desolate fields, symbolic visions, and eerie ruins as you confront themes of guilt, morality, and inner conflict. To break the tension, the game shifts into stylized 2D pixel art segments that represent fractured memories and traumas, adding a layered, almost theatrical quality to the experience.
If it were up to her, would have preferred to stay within its walls. Destiny had something different in store.
Rue Valley drops you straight into a gripping time loop mystery where your character wakes up inside a 47-minute loop after a therapy session in a lonely motel. The only way out is to dig deep into the town's secrets, interact with its odd residents, and figure out what's really happening beneath the surface. The game focuses on dialogue, exploration, and investigation rather than combat, presented through an isometric camera and distinctive comic book-style visuals. Every conversation matters, with branching paths shaped by your choices and by your character's shifting mental states. Anxiety, impulsiveness, caution, emotional stress, all of which subtly alter how people respond to you.
Still with me, Mr. Harold?
5 yards.
Good luck with that.
Dragon Ball Sparking Zero revives the explosive spirit of the Budokai Tenkaichi series, with modern visuals and completely unrestrained energy. This is classic Dragon Ball 3D combat at full throttle, high-speed dashes, wild beam clashes, dramatic counters, destruction raining from the sky, and massive transformations that shake entire arenas. The roster is absolutely enormous, featuring more than 180 fighters pulled from Dragon Ball Z, Super GT, and movies, each with their own abilities, attacks, and transformation paths. The arenas are fully destructible, letting you blast enemies through mountains, craters, and cities in true anime fashion. The game mixes old-school mechanics fans love with new systems that refresh the formula without losing the series' trademark chaos.
Energy with me for a spirit bomb!
Hitman Absolution pulls you deep into one of Agent 47's most personal missions, shifting the tone from cold contract work to a gritty, emotional chase. You move through mansions, clubs, hotels, and shadow-soaked hideouts as 47 tries to protect a genetically enhanced teenage girl from ruthless enemies who want to use her for their own plans. The gameplay gives you full freedom to be a ghost or a menace, slip into disguises, sabotage machinery, poison drinks, trigger accidents, or walk in guns blazing if you're feeling bold. Every level is a puzzle box filled with opportunities waiting for the right moment. The atmosphere is darker and more human than usual, pushing 47 into moral gray zones and forcing him to confront betrayal from the very agency that created him. Winter Burrow takes you into a cozy yet heartbreaking survival tale where you play as a tiny woodland mouse returning to the burrow you once called home, only to find it destroyed, frozen, and silent, with your aunt mysteriously missing. You set out to rebuild your home piece by piece, craft furniture, knit warm clothes, bake comforting foods, and gather the supplies you need to survive the harsh winter. At the same time, you must explore the snowy wilds beyond your burrow, piecing together clues about what happened. The gameplay blends survival with calm life sim mechanics, maintaining warmth, hunger, health, and stamina, all wrapped in a gentle, hand-drawn art style that feels like stepping into a winter storybook.
Find a crack. This burrow's yours. Hold fast, so knit your warmth to hold it back. The bugs don't rest.
Dinkum drops you onto a rugged island inspired by the Australian outback, where red earth, dusty plains, tropical pockets, and bushland mix into one big open sandbox. You can build your dream settlement from scratch, farm crops, mine ore, hunt wildlife, fish in rivers, forage for materials, trade with visitors, and shape your town layout however you like. It's a hybrid of cozy life sim comfort and light survival challenge, mixing the charm of games like Animal Crossing and Stardew Valley with mechanics like hunger, seasonal changes, energy management, and environmental hazards. Despite being made by a solo developer, the game is surprisingly polished and atmospheric. Dinkum gives you endless freedom to build, grow, and explore at your own pace, creating a little outback paradise one day at a time. House Fighter's Total Mess shrinks you down to toy size and throws you into chaotic miniature battlefields built out of ordinary living spaces. Bedrooms, kitchens, garages, every room becomes an airborne war zone as you pilot tiny toy planes through lamps, cables, furniture, and clutter, weaving between obstacles and blasting enemies in fast-paced PvE air combat. You fire rockets, drop bombs, pull corkscrew maneuvers, and dive through tight gaps in a playful, nostalgic world that feels like a child's daydream turned into an arcade shooter. The controls are simple and snappy, making it easy to hop in and fly, and you can customize your aircraft with stickers, colors, and different plane types as you progress through missions. It's frantic, fun, and packed with that energetic, what if my toys came to life vibe. Hannah is a surreal, emotional puzzle platformer dipped in VHS grain and childhood nightmares. You explore a dreamlike world shaped by trauma and forgotten memories, where every corridor feels uneasy and every room seems to echo with something you'd rather not remember. The game plays with psychological horror, using shifting environments, strange imagery, and a heavy sense of atmosphere rather than cheap scares. You solve platforming puzzles, interact with the environment, and make choices that reshape the world around you. It's stylish, disturbing, and deeply introspective, a game designed to make you feel the weight of its themes, not just witness them. If you enjoy horror that aims for the soul rather than jump scares, Hannah creates that haunting, slow-burning emotional impact. Space Chef throws you into a chaotic, colorful galaxy where cooking, survival, exploration, and pure cartoon energy collide into one wild adventure. You travel between alien planets and abandoned stations, hunt for bizarre ingredients, and chop, fry, bake, or brew them into more than 140 quirky dishes, served straight from your roaming space trailer restaurant. Each world is packed with strange fauna, odd biomes, and unexpected dangers, giving every food run a mix of comedy and tension. The tone stays light and goofy. Eccentric customers, silly recipes, and unpredictable moments spice up the whole experience. Combat and progression systems are intentionally simple, keeping the focus on the fun, relaxed rhythm of gathering weird things and cooking even weirder meals. Detective Dotson takes you on a warm, lively, and slightly chaotic mystery adventure set in the vibrant streets of modern India. You play as a wannabe actor who finds himself tangled in a real investigation after being pulled into a case that unexpectedly ties to the mysterious death of his father. The game blends clue hunting, exploration, and a huge cast of colorful characters. Over 50 NPCs, each with their own quirks, secrets, and side stories. You barter with shopkeepers, chat with neighbors, and dive into playful mini-games like street cricket and Bollywood dance-offs, giving the whole adventure a light-hearted cultural flavor. There's little violence. Instead, the fun comes from piecing together clues, navigating social interactions, and slowly uncovering the deeper truth.
But there are clues everywhere. You'll also meet my dog, Mr. Clues, in an evidence board, and connect all the dots to reveal the